Hey everyone, Justin Russell.
Josh Schneider.
We're out here back up north, Lake of the Woods.
The Great White North.
Yes, so excited to be here, guys. This is our second trip here.
Yes, sir.
And as you may remember, the first time around, we had Active Target 1 with us.
Yes, sir.
Well, this time we're back and we've got Active Target 2.
We've got LVS 34. We've got Mega Live. We've got so many toys with us this time.
So we're going to do another ice fishing series or ice series of electronics,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So we're out here, we're fishing here for several days. We're staying at one of our favorite resorts, Ballard's again.
Yeah, they're
Love
awesome.
those guys,
Yeah.
super awesome. They had an awesome car built from the 40s that they got us out here with tracks.
Yeah, great food, great rooms. It's awesome.
Yeah, so guys, welcome to our two-part series here. I should say series part 2 of now Active Target 2. We're all the other electronics out here. So we're gonna get some action-packed stuff. We got some amazing stuff to bring you. So we're gonna jump inside here, check out not only Active Target 2, but also the HDS Pro.
Heck yeah, new stuff. Let's go check it out.
Let's go fishing. Hey everyone, Justin Russell.
Josh Schneider.
We are now in the Ice Shack, so welcome to part 1. So part 1 is our first look on ice.
Yes, sir.
With the HDS 9 Pro and the Active Target 2. So wanted to go over some of the stuff that we've been seeing. We've already had some fish catches. At the end of this video, we'll make sure Aaron has a bunch of different stuff. We're gonna have some commentary on things. We're gonna talk about some fish being on bottom, seeing fish moving around. So far, I would say this, traditionally stitching has been a really big thing on forward-facing sonar. We do have a stitch on the left-hand side about the negative 10-foot lateral line. I've got another one over here about like the 30, but we don't have the stitching in the middle like we're traditionally used to seeing.
Yeah.
Josh is jigging his lure up on the bottom. Here's the lure we are using, guys, okay? Super small, got minnows on it. These things weigh like 330 seconds, so they do take a while to get to the bottom, but as you can see, crystal clear images,
Yeah,
right?
not seeing any lag. You know, you can see me bounce. If you have a screen record going on, you can see at the same time. It's very reactive to it. It's doing a great job. Great clarity.
The screen's moving because I'm moving it, trying to find some bait fish. We have a lot of schools of fish moving in and out while we're here on the ice, so I'm kind of rotating that transducer even though we're in down mode, kind of seeing. You can see some good target separation, some fish right there. Again, Josh's lure is right at the 30-foot mark bouncing right there. Also, guys, if you notice, we don't have the massive angles curving like we've seen and stuff in the past. So target separation being a big thing. Again, guys, I want to see, stay tuned to after this video is done and watch some of the stuff that we've got for the highlights here. We've got a lot of stuff here that we can go over and show when bait fish come in. It doesn't look like a ball of bait fish. I mean, it does, but you're seeing individual bait fish in that school.
Actually seeing individual breakup. There's actually some coming in on screen right now.
Yeah, I'm going to drop my little jig down there.
So another thing that I've noticed is the edges. So traditionally in all forward-facing sonars, all brands, towards the edges of the cone, you really start losing clarity. We haven't seen that on this so far.
And there's my lure going down right there.
So anything off to the edges where before you would, you know, it would start to fade in and out, you would miss it. And again, not because it's going in and out of the cone angle, it's completely in the cone, but just not as clear. We're actually seeing really solid clarity all the way out to the limits of what the transducer is covering, which is pretty cool.
No, absolutely. I definitely think there's an enhancement here of a step up between the Active Target 1 for sure. We've got a video coming where we'll show some side-by-side comparison of Active Target 2 versus Active Target 1. So just want to showcase, again guys, we're going to do some different stuff here. You can see me jigging up and down. That lag that Lowrance has always kind of had, it's always there. It's still there. There's just a hesitant, I mean, just a slight delay right there, right? So again, guys, we've caught some fish. One of the things I want to point out again, we'll get some video of fish moving directly on the bottom. Holy cow, they stand out like a sore thumb.
That's very cool.
It took us, I think, what, 2 fish catches to kind of notice that. So we'll get into some of that stuff at the very end here, showing some fish catches and stuff and showing some fish directly on the bottom moving. As you can see, the individual school of fish moving here. Let's see if I can capture them up the other way, the other way. There's just the very edge, like Josh said, still super clear. So again, amazing clarity, guys.
Active Target 2 is looking great. Early look, what are you thinking about the Pro?
You know, navigation-wise, it's very familiar to what the Live is. So with ice fishing here, we're not getting the full package, right? Like we know the Pro has some amazing capabilities with new side imaging, down imaging, and 2D sonar transducers. We're not utilizing that on here, right? So we're up here ice fishing. We're really looking at live sonar, forward-facing sonar, whatever you want to call it, Active Target 2. So for us on this screen, this is what I expect. It's amazingly clear. I think we'd have the same resolution on the live unit and stuff like that. We're not looking at the full bundle package here of the Pro unit for this, right?
Yeah, and I think you're making a great point there, and it's where something important to point out about Active Target 2, it will absolutely work with live as soon as software updates are out. Should be
Carbons, Elite FS 9. So yeah, absolutely.
So with these amazing benefits of the Pro for side imaging and down imaging, the new Active Imaging HD, but for in the context of ice, being able to use Active Target 2, having similar screen resolution, lives and even carbons at that point become like a really good value.
100%.
For ice fishing, being able to utilize the new and more clear forward-facing sonar, live sonar, and a gen old unit or something like that that's still very capable, very good resolution. So it's something to keep in mind, as you're looking at it.
Guys, here's a classic example. Look at the bait fish. So not only do we have this school of fish coming into our view right now, you can see another one coming up behind it, actually. Look at the target separation in there. These fish are obviously very close in some context like a blob, but then you see it break up when they turn just right.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can kind of reel up and get in there.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that turn. Holy cow. So what happened there, guys, the school literally is turned, and you're seeing the movement in the school. That shimmy is the fish actually swimming and moving and turning in that school.
So quick story time. Because of the separation we're seeing here, and give it some context. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing an LVS 34 comparison, so we'll be able to see some of this. But on LVS 34, we were doing some stuff back at home at El Dorado Lake, not up here in the Great White North. And what came on screen very clearly looked like it was a 6-foot catfish.
Yeah,
well, what are the odds it's a 6-foot catfish, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, talk to one of our local guys, and we're to the point where we're looking at it awful hard. He's like, oh, that's a school baitfish, man. It's like, that's for sure a school baitfish. That's just how they're separated. The point being, on the 34, as good as it is, that school of baitfish still looked like one big fish.
Yeah, 100%.
And we're seeing like really crazy individual separation.
And look at them coming into view right here again. See how they came in one at a time, and now they're the separation between them. Again, wow, we've got two separate schools, and my lure is jigging up and down right beneath them here.
I'm coming up into them.
I want to see if we can break that school up. Oh, they're already breaking as we come up through. Look at that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, so far, so good. I'm excited to see some side-by-sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the things going on, we're going to be looking at, Active Target 2 versus Active Target 1. We're going to be running Active Target 2 versus LVS 34 and Active Target 2 versus Mega Live. So a lot of comparisons to do. We're going to be here for 3 days.
Yeah.
At Ballard's Resort, hanging out, having a good time, doing some ice fishing, and getting hopefully a lot of really good comparison for you guys as we try to multitask between being good, informative
okay, guys,
and trying to catch fish.
Okay, guys, on the bottom, I want to point this out. This is an amazing thing right here. We have a keeper-sized fish. It's a hump moving directly on the bottom. Josh is right on top of the fish right now. So Josh is slightly off the bottom. The fish has kind of moved out of the cone angle here. I'll make sure Aaron circles this for you, and you could have seen where that fish was directly on the bottom. This is stuff that we actually found in Active Target 1. We saw that kind of the first time, seeing these little humps move on the bottom, and the fish is starting to show up here. It's coming very, very close to Josh's lure, which Josh is really close to being on the bottom. So if this fish kind of comes in the angle a little bit better, again, we're looking at fish literally on the bottom, target separated here with Active Target 2. So again, guys, I'm impressed with it, right? Like,
yeah, first look, it's awesome.
We'll see on the comparison stuff for sure, but first look for us, like, we started catching fish almost immediately when we turned this on.
As always, I don't think we said it. We say it in all of them. Factory settings, factory defaults.
100%.
We're not playing with stuff here. We're just, this is as if you guys grabbed it and turned it on. The only thing we messed with was the depth.
Yeah, the downrange.
That's it.
Yeah.
Other than that, we are factory settings. This is what you're going to see, plug and play.
100%, guys. Be sure to check out, after we do the closing here, guys, we're going to have some more commentary on some fish catches. We're going to show some more fish being on the bottom, target separation with schools of fish moving in and out. We've got a little one coming in right here, just to showcase what this thing really is, guys. So be sure to check out our other parts of this series coming up soon.
See you next time.
Anyway, we're going over some of the stuff here, just going to explain what was going on that we saw when we were up north ice fishing to help you guys get an understanding here. So we're getting ready to start this here. I want to showcase, there is already a fish on the bottom that we can see here, basically just a hair off center there, and we're going to go ahead and hit play. And you can see that fish ever so slightly on the very, very bottom. Ooh, that's it. Oh, so there's the jig rising up off the bottom, and the fish is rising up towards the jig right there.
Just off to the left of center.
Yeah.
You can see the jig dancy.
And you can see the fish directly beneath the bottom of the jig moving off to your left.
One off to the right of center.
And now we got, yeah.
Was that the other jig? Or
That's
nope, there's a big fish coming in. Yeah. You can just see, the big thing we're showcasing here, like bottom separation.
On the bottom, there are fish directly beneath the lure just hanging out. And I know to an untrained eye, it just looks like the bottom, but you can see it moving and changing shape and size. You can see the fish rise up, like right here. I'm trying to, or somebody's trying to vertically rise a fish. That's a good sized fish. Dang. Sorry, I had an itch. That's a good sized fish right there. See it coming up, coming up. Maybe. I don't remember if we...
It's been a week.
I know. I don't think we caught that one.
I don't think that one made it to the frying pan.
I don't know.
No, it sure didn't.
No, we got too far away from it. You can see it kept coming up, and now it's going to be like, nope, swimming away from that.
Swimming over to someone else's jig. Now, this is a weird stitch in the very center of the beam that we did find. It's a strange double vision.
Now it's coming back.
Oh,
so, man, it's so close. And
there, go back.
So this is interesting because you can see, man, we were working this fish for a while. Yeah. I think this was mine because I remember like I actually coaxed the fish into biting because he seemed disinterested, turned into it, and then he immediately turned. And you can see jigging up, getting his reaction. Man.
Yeah, this was second day when they were just like, they just were not hungry.
They were not eating. They were being real skittish.
Yeah.
But you can see here, this is where it gets, okay, drop down right next to him. This is where it comes up, and this is where it's like.
Yeah, you very well may hit it in the face.
Look at him rise up. That's when he struck right there. See how fast he moved? And then boom. Now he's snagged. Now he's going up through the top.
Yeah. Yeah, so the fish catches were super fun on this. I mean, it was a lot of fun to watch. And you know, to all you ice fishing guys that experience this stuff all the time, it's really cool. Like, we got into it a lot. We had a lot of fun. Here's another one.
Here's another one. Fish coming up. We got two lures bouncing here. Someone, I assume me, was reeling it up.
Looking for a minnow.
Yeah, probably don't have a minnow. And then right here, this fish right there, you can see the bite. Right, yep, and then he's hooked.
Yeah.
They swimming in and out of the cone there is why he's disappearing like that. But you can see how far out he's moving and stuff. And then here I come dropping my lure back down.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get in your way.
A lot of fun. Seeing the separation on the bottom was something that really struck us as very cool with this active target too. It took, once your eyes acclimate, right?
100%.
Yeah, it's so funny, like fishing guys, hunters, we talk about something like getting your game eyes back, like where it takes a second when you're looking at a landscape and it's like, oh, there's the animals and they're starting to pop out at you and it takes a sec. This was the same. It's 100%. Like we look at it for a second and then on the bottom it's like, oh wait, that is not the bottom flashing in out. That is a fish. And we could get to where we could see them, guys, coming off the edges of the screen. Yeah. And we could pick them up and it was super faint, but you could tell.
We
and
could
I guarantee
follow
it would be
them.
The same for anyone.
We could follow them from the very, very edge through the stitching into it. So here we're looking at, we got a fish about 15 feet down, just right of center. We got a jig just right of center, all the way on the bottom. I was raising up. You can see the fish on the bottom there moving frantically as my lure's coming down, right? Mm-hmm. And you can see I'm trying to coax that fish into biting, coming back, and boom, looked like it bit right there, and I spooked it off. So that was either a fish missing the bait or biting and not getting a hook set. I think that's where we eventually realized, like, I should probably reel up and see if there's a minnow on there at that point. Fish coming back ever so slightly, actually, right underneath the, and spooked
And
off
it was
again.
also very interesting to see, again, the perspective of where it's coming in out of the cone, and for us starting to get a good idea of what direction they were coming from,
Yeah.
right? I mean, obviously laterally, not hard to decipher, but when you can see the targets coming in, like fading in behind or fading in from below, we could see it when it was about to happen and read it. Same thing. Once your eyes adjust to that bottom separation, you guys can clearly see it here.
Yeah.
It made a big difference. The bottom separation on the Active Target 2, we did some comparisons you guys can check out also, but it was the best on bottom separation.
Yeah, 100%. You could follow it all the way from the edge through the stitching. You can see this fish this time were really, really spooky up here, right? So you could definitely see a major difference of coming up this year versus last year. I don't remember if we hooked this one or not. Man, it got super close to biting that thing though. But again, guys, really focus on the bottom in some of these clips here with the target separation with the fish. If you're not really paying that close attention, it literally looks like this thing just comes alive right off the bottom. You can actually see it and follow it through. So it's interesting to see it. Like Josh said,
cases,
yeah, this is one of the best target separation directly on the bottom. You guys smallmouth fishing up in the Northeast, we talk about that, not being able to see them on side imaging. And in some cases, you can see them drop in an AquaView camera. This is something for you guys where the smallmouth are hugging directly on the bottom, are going to be able to see those fish moving around on the bottom.
Absolutely fantastic. I will say, when we had electronics up and running, which we had some freezing issues with the batteries on day one, and we did lose it, anytime a screen was on, out of all 3 that we tested, Active Target 2 was the best of it with the bottom separation, we were never surprised by a fish bite.
No.
Not once.
No.
We could see it no matter what direction it came from. We absolutely saw the fish coming off the bottom, coming into frame before we got a bite every single time without exception.
Yep, 100%. There was a fish bite right there and missed the fish on that one. Yep. Speed this up here. Just dropping a jig down, vertical jigging right there.
Ah, bait fish.
Bait fish, yeah.
Yeah, gorgeous.
All right.
Yeah. Well, this concludes the post-credit scene.
Yeah, so thank you for watching and sticking around. We'll see you next time.